Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Alex here. So Teachers College applications are fast approaching and you don't want to miss them if this is your opportunity to go to Teachers College. So today I want to break down the fourth part of this series, which is another vital part to your Teachers College application, and that is the experience summary and the experience profile. And in this video, I'm going to take you through my experience summary and my experience profile that helped me get into Teachers College. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned and watch through the entire video. So with that said, let's jump into it. Alright, so the first question probably on your mind is what is an experience summary and what is an experience profile? So firstly, the first part of this is the experience summary. And what that is it's a chart that is roughly like 4 or 5 rows and a couple columns, and it's just asking you for your number of hours worked in a specific area related to teaching. And it also gives you the opportunity to talk about some areas unrelated to teaching as well. But it's just a brief little chart. It maybe takes a couple minutes to fill in once you calculate how many hours you've worked in various areas. But then after that, you're going to be moving on to the experience profile. And the experience profile is it's a mix between a resume and a cover letter. Essentially what you're going to do is you're going to take a few main experiences that you have and you're going to break them down. And you're going to talk about how they relate to teaching, how they've helped you understand teaching better, and why you think each of these positions or jobs or whatever will help you to become a better teacher. So I'm just going to go now and just jump over to my experience summary and my experience profile. So here we go. Alright, and here we are at the experience summary for my application. Unfortunately, it's split over 2 pages, but that's not really a big deal because we're just here to sort of look it over and see what I put in and how to fill it in for your application. So for this experience summary, what you're going to see is you're going to see, 5 or 6 different categories, all to do with work experience relating to the age group you want to teach. So for example, if you're teaching primary junior, which is ages 4 through probably about 10 or 11, you're going to want to talk about your experiences with those age groups. Or oppositely, if you have work experience outside of that, you can add it to the chart, and that would be under work experience not with this specific level of students. So with that said in mind, classroom experience with age group specific to certification level. So for me, I'm an IS teacher, so grades 7 through 12. I have 240 hours in the classroom with that, and that is from a teaching assistant from an old summer job with the Peel District School Board. Next, the classroom experience, which is volunteer or paid, with age groups not specific to certification level. So there I just included all of the hours of basically TAing that I had in university that I completed. So again, that's why it's not with this specific age group. But it is classroom experience still, so it's definitely good for your application. I think that they want a minimum of 120 hours or something like that combined between these 2 categories. So make sure you have that before you're applying. If not, you might need to pick up some volunteer hours over the summer or things like that. Consider doing a part-time education assistant. It's not a big deal, but I think that is one of the big look-fors in the application. Next, work experience with age group specific to certification level. As it stands right now, as of that point, I didn't have any, which is no big deal. Same thing with the volunteer community experience a couple rows down. And then work experience with age groups not related to certification levels. There I put in a lot of donning experience hours, and just other jobs that were to do with students. And then lastly, work experience unrelated to teaching. So there is part-time or full-time employment. I worked a few jobs over a few different years. In the microbiology industry or biochemistry fields, so on and so forth. So I just sort of threw those in there. And yeah, that's my experience summary. It's pretty straightforward. So next, after that, we are going to switch over to the experience profile, which is the second part of this application. All right, and now this is the experience profile. As you can see, it's a lot of text, but don't get freaked out by it. It's actually really easy to write about. Basically, you've probably already all made a resume at this point of your career, made a cover letter or 2. You're just taking what you've written as a resume and turning it into some different points and just sort of talking about how these relate to teaching and how you've understood teaching better because of them. So for example, in the first option here, as my graduate chemistry teaching assistant, I talk about the courses that I instructed, the opportunities that it provided me, and my responsibilities. Further discussion about my responsibilities, making sure to mention again safe and equitable environments and overcoming barriers that they face in the classroom and labs. That's a big part of any application, and it's good to repeat that in multiple areas, so that way whoever is reading your application really understands that you are really into diversity and inclusion and equitable education for everyone. So remember, that's a very important part of your application. And then further down, I just talk about what this role did for me in terms of teaching. So here I mentioned that it was vital in learning how to adapt teaching approaches to different students, so differential instruction, if you want some of those key words, how to better support students in academic environments, and that different students require varying levels of time and support to reach their full potential. And then also mentioning something around the lines of mental health management, stress management, time management. Similarly, I have another teaching position here that I'm talking about. Again, same sort of breakdown, so I won't repeat that, but a little bit different. I do talk about some different things. I talk about, being a member of a team building initiative, which I was a part of a team, and we'd run different events and stuff like that, and mentioning here, large multidisciplinary teams that are educating students and creating content and courses, so on and so forth. Actually, a big piece of this job was, creating some courses and some curriculum development, so making sure to mention that, which was nice. Moving down, I mentioned my summer school math teaching assistant position. So, yeah, that's just a little bit of information around that. Again, nothing too crazy, similar to the other ones, but, that's more of a high school experience. And then my residence life dawn position, which, is sort of just a bulk about talking about student life and safe and inclusive environments and building a community, being a primary support and role model, doing some guidance with students, helping them overcome barriers, etc., etc. You get the point. Anyways, this was just meant to be a little bit of a quick video, so I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about any of the topics we've discussed, or any of my roles or anything like that, please just pop them down in the comments below and I'll definitely get back to you, or I'll make another video about it. I generally try to respond to comments within about 24 hours. So yeah, you should get a good comment and a bunch of support if you need it from me. Alright, so I'm going to end the video there, but thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure having you along for the ride. If you enjoyed the content and got a lot out of it, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It definitely goes a long way in helping grow our community, and just adding new people in general gives us more conversations and more topics to talk about. I post a lot of new content about Teachers College and practicum and pretty much anything on the topic, but I'm definitely open to and I'm planning on covering some other topics in the future. So yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone else in the comments section would too. With that said, this is one of the last videos in the Applying to Teachers College series. I might have one or two more videos, so stay tuned for those if you are going to be applying to Teachers College. And with that said, good luck on your applications, and I will see you all around next time. Stay happy, safe, and healthy, everyone, and see you around. Bye!